Episode 2. Welcome, everybody. This is the Felix Strange podcast. My name is Ben Lepenchuk. You can call me Felix. I'm bi and I'm single. This year I began getting back into making music, as I said before. What I did was I guess I had made some songs maybe the year before or the year before that. I had made a couple, two or three. So it all started back then with a song called "It Ain't About That." It's got like a rap melody, but it's a really beautiful melody. It's pretty cool, and the song is it's got a lot of good lyrics. Just most of these songs were off the top of my head, although some of them later on do have lyrics that before I started recording. So started with that song, and then there was The Other Side of Fear, and then something that I was pretty enthusiastic about was Iridescence, and that was the last one I made for a while. And then this year something very interesting happened, where I was a victim and of an assault, and basically instead of continuing down a path of remembering this as something that was bad that happened to me, and it was a very traumatic experience where I kept replaying what the person said, and each day I would kind of like say it or scream it out, and it was it was me waiting for a opportunity to make something positive out of it and turn it into gold, honestly. And it's a song that was all the lyrics are what the person had said to me, and it's a moment I will never forget, and I'll get a chance to follow up with that case in the new year and see how that goes, and hopefully I'll get a chance to play my song. But yeah, it's called That's What You Get, and yeah, it's a really good song, but the lyrics, like I said, they are not something that I came up with. They're something that I heard, and they just repeat themselves until the end of the song. And my first single and my best song is Telephone. It's about how everybody's always on their telephones. They're walking, talking, broken, joking on their cell phones and all that. And it's got a lot of good moments there in the song. A lot of good lyrics, and it's just a beautiful melody. It's uplifting, and the tune sounds really like a happy melody, and it's just a great song. Check it out, called Telephone by me, Felix Strange. Like I said, that's my best song, and then it's followed up by I made a couple funny ones where they're not to be taken seriously, but they are. There's a lot of them where, like I said, I just had these tunes that I had made, these jingles, and decided, well, I got to make a song out of them. So there were two with the same, the same tune and the same theme, but I decided to do two different versions. The first version was called Fuck You Homie, and it's about not wanting to give money to the poor because they're dirty and they smell. I don't know, it's a pretty messed up song. It was, like I said, don't take that literally, Yeah. I look back and I'm like, wow, this is a messed up song and everything. Um, but yeah, so same melody, and I changed it instead of that, it's a song called "I'm Batman," and Batman is recalling all the moments from the Dark Knight trilogy, which is honestly one of the best versions of the character, by the way. Um, so essentially, it's just recapping all the villains and saying "fuck you" to all the villains of that storyline, and that's a very funny song. That I think in a lot of ways that's the better version because because it's Batman and everybody loves that character. But anyway, let's move along. Then there was the hit, "The Spirit of Love," and it's very another uplifting, beautiful melody, which is another happy. This is honestly the happiest jingle or tune that I have created so far. So I had to have really good lyrics. I struggle with getting the lyrics right for this before recording it. I had tried to do it off the top of my head, excuse me, and nothing was turning out right for that. None of the lyrics sounded good for the melody, and I wanted it to be another, actual legit song like Telephone. So I actually wrote down some lyrics for it, and of course I had lyrics for the previous song as well, my single. So those two songs have actual lyrics. Some of them do, some of them don't. Uh, but that's talking about getting entwined with the spirit, the spirit within you, that was given to you. And it's talking about what is everybody's looking inside for the answer, and turns out the answer is the spirit of love. But there are more songs like "Too Many Dreams," "Sugar Till I Die," and those I had released, but I didn't keep up on my on the music app where I share my music. I decided not to really keep those songs. I may in time re-release them. So when I put out all my music, hopefully on a disc, I'll be able to, hopefully import all those songs and include those too as well. Um, and then there's a really interesting one that there's no lyrics, no singing at all whatsoever, just the music itself, and made a techno song. It's called "Rise Above," and yeah, so that's another beautiful melody, and it was just so beautiful that I thought, well, there's no way, this is kind of a short song. There's no reason for me to try and add lyrics to it, and it was it's a song that I wanted, or if it was gonna be an instrumental song, for it had to be really good, and in order to keep it, and this one's that good that of course it doesn't need lyrics, and yeah, I don't plan to add lyrics to it anytime whatsoever. And my latest songs, the last two that I have made under the title Felix Strange, is "Change," and one that I made today, which is called "Find Me." And the both of those are both basically, like I said, there were no real lyrics for those. I just made them off the top of my head with songs, melodies that I had. I make a tune and I make a song, and it needs lyrics, so I take the time to, my process is different for each song, so. The ones that are obviously most important to me, that I hold the most, above all the others, of course, is the ones like "Telephone" and "The Spirit of Love," which are songs that of course, are written with lyrics, and those the reason why I say those is because yeah, they're real songs. They're not like jokes. The rest of the songs are comical songs. Not all of them, but most of them are. And like I said, they're not to be taken too seriously. Um, so yeah, it's just nice to put a song together. You know, put the music, put the melody, the lyrics together with the song, and release it so that people can hear it. And so I'm surprised actually how many songs that I did this year. Looks like about 10 or 11 songs. So I mean, that's pretty good for and I started, I don't know when I started up again with the first song this year, but it could have been before the halfway part of the year. And anyway, so that's I do plan on making more songs, hopefully in the new year or in the future. But that's not going to be my main focus. So I'm just saying, if I do release any, you guys are lucky, because that's not my main priority in terms of making things and putting them out. Like I said, I may try and release the songs that I have out already, and yeah, be able to put that on a physical copy so that people can buy them and share them with their friends and their family. So yeah, this a few of the songs are on my channel, but yeah, I decided not to put all of them on there. I had a few more and I deleted them just to keep the ones that were to me the best so far, that I really wanted to keep on there. But I do have all the songs. I have the recordings, and you can find them on my SoundCloud. And anyway, so they're also there and on my YouTube. Like I said, they're not all on there. They're mostly on the other one. Yeah, so it would be nice to be able to put on more platforms, but just the fact that being able to make them, it's fun. It's fun to make them. It's fun to put them together. Whether it's it shouldn't take more than a day to put a song together. Depending on whether you have the melody already and the jingle. So it does help, honestly, to have lyrics before recording vocals. But that's the thing. I mean, I'm a singer and songwriter for my first band, and ever since then I've been writing and making songs. And yeah, and it comes in handy. But like I said, it's definitely better to have a song that has like a meaning, and that is actually has actual lyrics before you record any vocals. So just doing it off the top of your head, you get different results. You got to be really good in order to have a song that is very that sounds legit, that's not too humorous or too ridiculous. So you don't some of my songs, they're pretty silly, and that's the whole point of them, is just to have something to enjoy listening to make you, hopefully to make you laugh, maybe once or twice. So that was, like I said, another thing that I worked on this year, that was making songs for just for fun. Like I said, it was there's no reason behind me doing these songs except so that I can listen to them and enjoy them. And honestly, it's not just for me, it's for everyone, but if no one else enjoys it, at least I do. So um but along with that, I was working on composing the musical score for my motion picture, which I was speaking about in the first episode. Um, so yeah, I would use my keyboard in order to do that, and I was able to find, years back, I knew I wanted to make some songs and do my own solo project, which was after my first two bands, the second wasn't, a full-time band or anything. The first was in high school, called we were called the Murder of Crows, and we called ourselves AMIC for short. And yeah, there's the songs for those that we put out. We put out some really good songs back in the day, and those are still on the SoundCloud page. All my music is on there, except for, like I said, those two songs that I decided to take off, that I made this year. Anyway, yeah, so that was my first time making music as a kid. As was in the band that I was in, and it was a full-time rock band. It had different types of genres of metal and rock and roll. So it's something that I'm most proud of. That I used to listen to those songs, just to remember, because they're really beautiful songs and they're really meaningful and powerful songs that I'm like, wow, I can't believe they were basically before my time, and we were pretty young, so the songs we were making, listening to it, about a decade or so later, it still brings a smile to my face, and it makes me remember those times. And the lyrics, honestly, like I said, I don't know how to comprehend how I came up with those lyrics back in the day. I think it has a lot to do with what I was listening, the kind of music that I was listening to at the time, and the bands that I was influenced by, and what the words that they would sing. And then after our band split up, we there was at least me and one other member that and another friend from the school that we came together, and I formed that band that was a project called Uncommon Nonsense. And it's basically like the title suggests, but the music was very good, but it was made by a member that he already knew a lot about making music, and he decided, well, you're already making some songs, why don't we make some together? And like I said, I was no longer in the band anymore, so we just started making some songs, and we started a new band. And those lyrics, I don't know how we came up with those, but they're very strong, talking about make the most and everything. That was one of the most important lines is in lyrics and song titles. So I'm proud of being able to be a part of that and making those songs as well. But after we stopped making songs together, eventually the that project we split up, and like I said, I wanted to get back into making music, but with or without any help. So I wanted to figure out, what instrument I should play. What's so I started going. I went to a place, to look, where they sell musical instruments, and it's mostly for guitars, of course, and but there's all kinds of other instruments there that I think they had drum sets and keyboards and all that. So there's all kinds of different ways to make music. And basically, they have all that there. Let's just say that. And so I found myself. I was lucky to find a keyboard worth $100, and so I was very blessed to find that. And when I, I was happy to take it home that day and to start playing. And I never knew how to read music. Nobody ever taught me to play music or anything like that, so I just began to play it by ear. And so each melody turned out better than the last. I started to get good at even though I didn't know exactly the placement of the keys and which key to hit at what time, like I said, I wouldn't just play it by ear. I would feel the music. I had a feeling in me, and then I would take that divine creation from above and beyond, and let it flow through me, and it would flow through my fingertips and play on the keyboard. So I mean, that's honestly where I did start a solo project of my own called Black Saturn. And I'm not gonna talk too much about those songs. I did have, the first few of them that I did were really pretty good, so I decided to rebrand myself and give myself the name that I came up with and had in mind for I don't know how long I had this name for, but it's been a while. And I've been making music under the name for quite some time, at least the last few years. This year especially, like I said, this was the main year of me making music under that title. So yeah, I'm very proud of working on those songs this year. I'm glad that I've gotten this far with music in terms of not giving up on making songs, and actually making some good songs, because a lot of the songs that I've made, they're very impressive, even the ones that are entertaining in a way where it's not serious at all. They're completely, I'm not gonna say these songs shouldn't exist. I'm glad they do, but I'm just like, I listen to them, and I know that no one's gonna take them serious. So like I said, that was the point when I made them. I was just having fun making them, and it's because you don't know what the person was singing about, or what they were writing about when they wrote the song. And only the writer and the singer knows. Only they know that. So anyway, I wanted to touch base on making music, and the songs that I have as Felix Strange, and the songs that pretty much the whole catalog of music that I've made so far. I'm glad to be working on my the music to score and compose for my motion picture film called The Chiropractor, and So I'm glad to be, having these talents and being able to say that, once I have the inspiration, that when the inspiration comes, don't let it go. Let that juice flow and let that song come out, because it can turn out to be one of the best, things you could have done or could have made. Um, you could have done anything else, but you decided to make art. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the main thing that I want to work on. My main talents are, as a filmmaker, an artist, an author, and also a musician. So it's nice to be able to have those, abilities, so that you can, create. You got to have a lot of imagination in order to make music, to make films, and stories, and anything. So obviously, back in the day when the band started, was I was just happy to be in a band. Being in a band changes your life. It honestly does, and making music changes your life. So, and it should be for the better. It should be a positive experience. Um, turn all that from something, like I said, into something beautiful. Uh, all that matters really is the message that you have from your experience, and getting that out in a way where people can relate and also enjoy with a certain melody. So it's nice to put that down in a certain way and get it out of your you know out of your consciousness, out of your mind, and to put it out, back, and send it back out into the universe, so that other people out there in the world um, can experience it as well. And they won't feel what you felt, but they'll feel something different. So the idea is so that they can hopefully relate and feel the same thing. So if they've been there, they'll know, basically what it's about. But very few have. Everybody's different. They all go through their own thing. Maybe one day I'll be back in a band again, or I'll create a band for Felix Strange. That'd be great. So that way I can actually make legit music. But I'm not really planning on that at the time. This is just for fun. I did it my own way, so it's good to do that. It's good to get that inspiration out and actually have an avenue where you can make it into something positive. Whatever you guys are going through, music, making a song, and being able to learn to play music, and make your own music and songs is something that's not only for other people to enjoy, but it's really to help you. um, I found that it can help you get through a lot. Let's just say that, because music is here to it's here to make people feel things, and if your songs don't make people feel things, then it's not music. But so I do my best, honestly, to make an impact with what I'm singing with my songs. The ones that are, real songs. And I hope that they do reach people in a way that changes the way they think. And that's really the point of all this. But yeah, just enjoy the music, and like I said, I do encourage you guys to make your own, because I think the world needs more of that. It needs new music.